Well, hi again, this is Rich Dixon from Rich's Ride. We're in the middle of week 4 of Florida Hope Tour 2013. Finally had a chance to put the helmet cam back on again. We've been looking for opportunities to do this more often, but frankly just haven't been able to find a road that was quiet enough to get any good audio. Today we discovered this wonderful bike trail headed out of Tampa toward the town of Spring Hill, called the Suncoast Trail. It's great to be able to talk to you again. This tour has been amazing. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the verse from 1 Corinthians 9 that I mentioned earlier. Put it in the heading. I hope you read it. And again, I'm not going to be able to quote it from memory. But one of the things that cycling, and in particular touring, has taught me is the value of focusing on a particular verse for an extended period of time. It just seems to me that the longer I do that, more often I see something that I didn't see the first time through. You know, we talked before about this passage and how Paul compares life to running a race. And I had said before that I wasn't sure that a race was the best analogy. And I still think that, but in looking at it, I think that perhaps that's not really the point of the passage. I think maybe the whole point of the passage is a place where Paul talks about not running aimlessly and not fighting like a boxer beating the air. I think the point he's trying to make is that whatever we do, we need to do it with purpose. We need to be effective. And that's really coming home to me on this tour. You know, it's one thing to say, you know, well, we're doing God's will, so He'll open doors for us, and I believe that. But I think this tour has taught me that God works through people, and we've learned some ways that we could have been much more effective in leveraging our efforts. We will be, I think the next time we do this, we will be much better at knowing how to, in advance, make some contacts that will pave the way for having some of the doors open before we actually hit the road. And that's not to say that what we're doing now isn't worthwhile or that we fail, because I don't believe either of those things is true. But I think the idea of not running aimlessly not fighting like a boxer beating the air. I think that lesson is important. I don't want to do that. We're going to come out here, we're going to ask sponsors to invest in us. Then we need to do our best to leverage our efforts to get this message in front of the people God wants it in front of. We'll talk another time about who that is, because I'm not sure that's always the obvious audiences. I think we've learned on this tour that doesn't have to be necessarily inside the church walls. But whatever it is, there are people out there, organizations out there, who are hungry to hear this, who will invite us in. And I think this tour, especially with the help of our friend Clark Osborne, has taught us a lot about how to contact those people and how to get them on board ahead of time. So that's just some thoughts, and I hope you'll take that into your own efforts. How do you make what you're trying to do in the kingdom more purposeful, so that it's not aimless? Because effort's good, but focused effort, purposeful effort, is what Paul is talking about here. I think that's what we're all after. So I hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse of a beautiful 75-degree day in the middle of February in Florida. We're having a great time. We appreciate you following along. We'll try to find some more spots to share some video with you before we're done next week. This is Rich Dixon for Rich's Ride. Thanks for being part of the circle.